Hey everybody, hello my beautiful friend, it's JB Owen, CEO and founder of Ignite Publishing, and guess what? You're going to be a part of something epic, amazing, and instrumental. We are doing something fabulous today on Facebook Live, so welcome, 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 wherever you are in the world. Big hugs and kisses to you, because today is a phenomenal day. We are going back to the beginning. We are taking Ignite all the way back to 2019 when we started this incredible journey, and we are relaunching our signature, our phenomenal book, Ignite Your Life for Women. In honor of Women's Month of March, this month, right now, we are relaunching our book to share with you the fun, fabulous, and amazing stuff that 35 amazing women came together and put inside their transformational, authentic, life-changing stories inside Ignite Your Life for Women. And why are we here today? Well, we want you to meet some of them, connect with some of them, and hear what they've been up to since their phenomenal journey with Ignite Publishing. We want to talk with them and go deep and dive in and see what they've been up to, what they've been doing, and how their life has changed, and they are igniting the lives of others. So stay tuned. We're going to be meeting our fabulous authors one by one and chatting with them. So wherever you are, take a seat and sit down, because we want to ignite your life. And how do we do that? By telling you powerful Ignite moments. Ignite moments are those moments that transform you, change you, move you in a new trajectory. They get you going and hopping and full of all kinds of fabulous stuff. It's your opportunity to step into your Ignite moment, to transform your future and the things that are about to unfold for you. I'd love for you to stay seated and listen to some of our fabulous, phenomenal female authors from Ignite Your Life for Women. First up this morning, we have all the way in England, amazing Miss Rosalind Palmer. Come on, Rosalind, join us on stage. Good morning, gorgeous.
Hello, from my dangly earrings to yours. I love it.
Well, I'm honored to start the show off with you, because great friendship, fabulous life, love and adore you. And I thank you again for saying yes to being a part of this project. So you told your story in Ignite Your Life for Women. You came to the event, you showed up, you've been promoting it. What's been happening since that beginning to like where you are now as far as igniting your life?
I think so many times when you think you've reached the finishing line, it's only with hindsight and sometime later you think, oh no, that was actually the starting line, wasn't it? So that thing I thought I was aiming for, that top of the mountain, that finishing line, that, yay, get me, look at me, I'm a published author and I'm in this book, and I'm really having to dig deep with the story, because, the stories that you had in Ignite Your Life for Women, and also I've been into other of your Ignite books. So the whole ethos behind what you do is really working out where some of those Ignite moments were. And so that was in itself a process. I was very proud of my chapter. I went to San Francisco. I made lifelong friends. We did all the launches. I kind of came back kind of going, yeah. And then you realize that was the starting point. And so a lot of what I'd said in my chapter, which clearly was entirely authentic and came from the heart and was really talking about my story, but it was really talking about letting go, alignment, learning from those, some, for me, I know for you, many very difficult Ignite moments, letting go of what could have been, should have been, might have been, and wasn't anymore, and creating a new future. And for me, what's really happened, which is huge in the last 3 years since we did that book, is I've really elevated, really, I can't think of a better way of putting it, to my soul's calling. And so the book, the chapter, what it allowed me to do was really put into context so much that had happened before, to make sense of it. Somebody said, I was on a podcast, they went, oh, you've turned your mess into a message. Yeah, maybe, there were quite a few messy bits, and I think I'd deconstructed what was good from it. But it absolutely then gave me that starting point to go forward. And my life, I'm looking back and thinking, I didn't think I was particularly in a bad place in San Francisco. When we launched the book, I thought I kind of had most of it together. And clearly the world has been a very interesting and challenging place in, 2 of the 3 years since that time. But for me, that gave me a foundation to really elevate. You know, they say that life, I saw a great visual which said how I think my life's going to be. And it was kind of like a really nice staircase, and you kind of get, and it was like how my life really is. And it was like, you know, this kind of crazy kind of thing, jumping from one mountain or hill to another. And I definitely think that gave me a navigation and a sense of a platform to go forward from.
It's really precious that you say that it was a starting point, because I think a lot of people work really hard to write a book or write a story or get to the finish line of anything. And they think that the finish line is sort of like, oh, I can rest, or, oh, I finally made it. And they don't really actually think about what's beyond the finish line. And you and I've talked about that: weight loss, relationships, careers. There's this finish line that we feel like we need to reach, but we don't realize what's after it. And so this being really a starting point, or the trampoline, the precipice to the next thing, I think it's beautiful that you say that. For women who are listening, or anybody who's joining us, and welcome again, tell them a little bit about moving through that fear, that resistance that sometimes you get before you head off to that finish line that you're aspiring to.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, as you know, I worked with Tony Robbins back in the 90s, and I think Tony has a quote which is something like confusion or resistance always comes before a breakthrough. And so I think the very thing you want when you get near to it's that almost waiting in the wings moment before you go out on stage. It can be very overwhelming, and it can be very much. I came off a call earlier with a client, and they literally went, they're very near to getting what they're working really hard for. And he said, I'm actually thinking of just running away and lying on a beach and drinking an entire bottle of rum. And this is the trouble, you know, we get to that point, and there's like that one last push, or it feels like, you know, you've done all the work to get there. And it can be very scary because, and I know with the books, you're exposing, you know, I'm a great fan of Brené Brown and Daring Greatly, and you know, that strength in vulnerability, but you have to go through the vulnerability. and you know, when you open yourself and kind of talk about some very intimate or life-changing, igniting moments in your life, of course you feel great, you feel proud, but there can be that moment just before it. My own book that came the year before Ignite, so 4 years, I spent the weekend before it was published in my pajamas crying and kind of sending my publisher texts going, do you think we could actually hold off, or do you think anybody will actually see it? Because suddenly I felt very exposed. So I think it's entirely natural because it's very unfamiliar. And as human beings, you know, because I'm a rapid transformational therapist, one of our greatest needs is to feel familiar, because familiar equals safe. And so, but we can be familiar to really not fun and quite toxic situations, or we can be familiar with not achieving our heart's desire, or familiar with holding ourselves back, and many, many things. So it's unfamiliar often, stepping into the territory of being a published author, and of really talking about your story and really owning it and really being out there vulnerably, openly, visibly for everybody to see. So yeah, I had some of that. It would, I don't think I'd be human.
It's totally normal. Absolutely.
I think it would be very strange if you didn't. But you get familiar with it. And you'll be the same. I mean, you know, you look like you were born to this, JB. And of course, you know, you were never, I met you many years ago at A-Fest, and I wouldn't describe you as a shrinking violet even then. But this, you know, you have to show up and do the work, and you have to often go through those times of feeling, really, you know, do I really want to do this? And when you do, like a muscle, it strengthens and it starts to become a lot more enjoyable. Also, with what we do, or you do, and collectively we do in these books, is that feedback you get from other women who go, oh my goodness, I read your story. And, you know, I had somebody tell me that they'd been bulimic for 6 years. They were like, I read parts of your story. I haven't told anybody else this. I really want to tell you. And it really does speak to people.
Great advice always from one of our star authors. All the authors are stars, but we want to star on you too. Thank you so much, Roslyn. I'm so excited for you. Relaunch and Ignite Your Life for Women. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you go out and celebrate. Join us at the end of the hour because we are going to be having a reunion call for all of our authors. We love having you. Big hugs and kisses to you over on the other side of the pond. Enjoy.
Bye
See?
from
We got it.
and all that.
We are jumping from author to author in 6-minute increments. So stay tuned because we are now moving over to the USA and talking to amazing Dr. Oh, I'm sorry. We're moving to, where are you, Miss Shirley Wing Chow?
I'm in Hong Kong still.
In Hong Kong. That's right.
You're gonna,
as you hang out here today, folks, we're moving all over the planet. We have authors from all over the world, and we are now from England to Hong Kong. Hello, gorgeous. How are you?
so good to see you. So good to hear, Rosalind. So
yes,
awesome.
So good to see you. So 3 years ago, we published this book. You told your story. Share with the audience a little bit about what's been going on for you since then.
Boy, it has been like raining, but raining roses and daffodils and all that. Having a compilation book like, Ignite Your Life for Women and the power that it carries has been just a big launching pad, not only because I'm totally embracing since we launched the book, every single thing that I've learned from Jack Canfield as a Canfield trainer, right? Like you guys were just talking about feeling the fear and do it anyway. Just keep asking and asking why you're here in this world, in this life, what you're meant to do, what really ignites that passion and the fire in you, no matter what happens around the world. So this book has been just launching me into every corner of the world because I've been speaking globally on many, many different platforms and advocating for mental health for children, for women, and really promoting social emotional intelligence around the world. And I have been also becoming like the Hong Kong City Chair for a Global 100 Women Networking kind of deal, where it has a network of 250,000 women across the world.
Yes.
And of course, one book leads to another, right? So now I have helped a total of 4 books, and now I've become a Keep Smiling ambassador. So if it's particularly useful in the last 2 years, not only because of the pandemic, when a lot of people have lost their jobs and the directions and their zen and all that, but it really has been helping me to know that my voice has a place in this world. And I continue to tell all my students, really from age 5 all the way up to 65, that no matter what their age is, as a girl, as a woman, they are not limited. They're only limited in terms of how far they can imagine, how much they can conceive and believe. And if they can conceive and believe, just like, Ignite Your Life, I conceived that I have a story to tell, and you came along, and all these great authors in this book came along, and I believed in you and believed in storytelling, believed in my new mission, life mission, and then it becomes possible. Everything becomes possible.
You make my heart sing every time I talk to you because you are so inspiring and you're so convicted with what you do. And I just adore you so much. Folks, I want to share that I had the blessings to go to Hong Kong and go and spend some time with Shirley. It was beautiful. She took me around, great food, great shopping, great experience. And that's also part of what happens when you're in a collaboration book is you make incredible friends for life. Here we are 3 years later, and you're going to see women from all over the world coming together in this exact moment to share in this call. Shirley, if there's something you'd like to leave our listeners with so they can take home with them and know that they can do it and make it possible, share a little bit of that.
Just use music to release all your breaks. We talk a lot about how to succeed, and how to succeed, so much of it has to do with letting go of the breaks that are holding you back. And we need all kinds of different tools, right? We need meditations and hypnosis or whatever it is. But sometimes it's just as simple as really using different kinds of music to boost your zen and your energy.
You'll
Very
have to
simple.
read, yeah, you'll have to read Shirley's story in the book. It is so great, and she is the master of music. Girl, I want to be a part of your women's group, your wonderful women's group around the globe. Please reach out to me. Love you dearly. Big hugs and kisses to you. Enjoy some fabulous food for me in Hong Kong, and we'll talk
I
soon.
will. Ciao.
As you can see, the love just keeps growing at Ignite, especially this group of Ignite Your Life for Women. 3 years ago, we launched the book, Ignite Your Life for Women, in May of 2019, and we all came together in San Francisco to have a beautiful, incredible book launch. And today we are relaunching the book. You can absolutely go to our website, igniteyou.life, and you can check it out. We even have a free download for you and a free PDF. The team will put that up on the link so you can get access to that. And we're going to bring in our next author. Come on in, gorgeous.
Hi.
From
Hey,
Hong Kong,
JB.
USA. Hello, Miss Gorgeous Judy Gianni. How's your life?
It is great. And actually, surprise, surprise, I am not in the United States. I'm in Costa Rica,
Oh my God.
which is where we first met, which is
Yes,
amazing. Yeah.
it's true. We first met in Costa Rica, and you normally work out of the US. And so you're in Costa Rica. So obviously, life is blooming and blossoming. Tell us all what you've been doing since you launched the book.
Well, lots and lots of things. It's exciting to reconnect with everybody. But definitely in the past year, this is my 7th trip in 1 year going back to Costa Rica. And I'm embarking on being a digital nomad, weeks at a time, 3 weeks at a time this time, and a few weeks at other times. And, you know, my goal that I'm moving towards is to be able to live here part of the time, half the time maybe. So it's very exciting. And I'm just seeing patients through telemedicine, which a lot of that was made possible due to COVID. Thank you. And so I have been doing that. I had another big project last year, and I created a fundraiser for raising money for, it started out as a friend who is a doctor in Zambia. And because COVID had really shut down a lot of distribution routes, food was very, very scarce, and his family was essentially starving. And he even mentioned, you know, water was hard to come across, water was hard to buy. And I thought, oh, they're buying bottles of water. And then I realized he has no running water, never had it. And so I ended up doing a fundraiser that affected him and his family. His wife runs a nonprofit school. And I just put it out there to a lot of friends and family and colleagues and businesses. And we raised enough money to dig a well and, you know, expand the school and create, you know, safety around their home and
Wow.
bathrooms and everything. So that was kind of an enriching kind of experience too.
So needless to say, you're changing lives, you're igniting humanity, you're doing all kinds of fun stuff. What would you say was sort of one of the things that cracked open for you when you wrote your story?
You know, it's a really interesting process when you start writing your story, because I was really in touch with, yes, I've had these series of experiences, but I never put it together that there was a string that ran through the whole thing. And there was actual theme. And there was a theme for quite a bit that was all about overcoming fear. I often say that my mom had a very small life that just got smaller and smaller. And I felt like I inherited that legacy, and I wasn't going to do it. I just had to keep on busting past it and stepping into my true power. And so much of the book was about really identifying that I'm not going to let barriers stop me at all. I'm going to keep on going. And anytime I feel fear, I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to push beyond it. And, you know, just like Rosalind was saying, you think that, like, okay, you reached some sort of pinnacle, but I find now that that was just a foundation. But definitely writing the book gave me a lot of clarity about that foundation. And now what I feel like I'm launching into is my next phase, which is all about freedom. If you really, you know, define it, freedom from things, freedom to do certain things, and it is a very exciting time for me.
Well, when you ignite your life, I think it is very freeing, and I'm so proud of you. I wish I could spend some time with you in Costa Rica. Please kiss our Dean and AJ, who are other Ignite authors who are down there. We have so many Ignite authors in Costa Rica.
Right.
Blessings to you. Thank you. I can't wait to come visit you, and we always appreciate it. Come back at the end of the hour to join us for the big reunion call that we're going to have on Zoom with all of our authors. Blessings to you, my gorgeous. Enjoy your time, and thank you for showing up.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we love to just travel around the world and show you what our Ignite authors are up to. And here we go. We're taking our big leap over to Portugal.
Hi.
My besties. Hello, Miss Gorgeous.
Oh my God, clear the decks. We're going to be on here for an hour. I just am so excited. I love being backstage and seeing everybody talking and the reunion and the love fest that's going on. It's so fun. And everybody's talking. It's so funny. Rosalind talked about Brene Brown, Daring Greatly, which is the tattoo that I got on New Year's Eve.
God.
Daring Greatly, be the man in the arena. And Judy talking about freedom, and girl, let's talk about freedom.
That's right. And so what's your word of the day or your mantra of the hour?
Oh my gosh. Just thriving.
Yeah.
Thriving. Absolutely. That is the word of this year. Since the book, it's just been magic. It's really been magic. Not just the people you meet, but that stepping into not being afraid and embracing it and enjoying it, just really ignites way more than just the spirit and other people. It just ignites so much more in your entire life.
Thank
you know.
I want to tip my hat to you because a lot of people don't know that you were, absolutely my partner in crime. You helped organize, if not completely created, this fabulous event that we had in San Francisco. We all went there. All of us stayed in a huge, giant place in San Francisco, and Stacy organized the most fabulous event, bringing us all together. We had a speaking event. We did numerous speaking events, and I just want to say thank you publicly because in the thick of the launch, so many things are unfolding. I just love and adore you. And I want to say, like, our friendship and so many other friendships have really blossomed, solidified, and cemented because of this book. Can you talk a little bit about why the friendship, the camaraderie is so valuable when you do a compilation book?
Well, and I've done 2 more of your books, the Ignite books, and every single one of them brings this tribe of people together, and it's magic. The right people at the right time, at the right place, all come together, and they all just sprinkle their little magic into this cake that we're building, and it's just cake and frosting and sprinkles, but it brings together a community of not just like-minded, but open-minded and growth-minded people, and so it really is embracing each other and supporting each other. Like, you're amongst a group of people who all want each other to be successful. Yes. Like, we are a tribe where everybody wins.
Mm-hmm. Now, what do you think of the new launch and the new cover and all the new additions we put in?
Love everything. I mean, what an exciting opportunity to relaunch it. And it's just a perfect time because, I left my very big corporate Silicon Valley job and ran off to world school my kids. Now we're in Portugal. We've been all over last year. We were in 36 different places last year. Don't do that. So we're a little settling down, but it's so beautiful to have this come back around at this time of my life and building another community with more people, and just to be able to share that and blend it and go back and remember how magical this is, and then to get the excitement out and share it with more people.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's so much good, juicy stuff in there.
Isn't it? And I want to say too, like, a lot of the stories in the book are, heartfelt and trials and tribulations, but your story was one of the fun ones. You put a lot of fun and energy and humor into your story. So folks, make sure you get a copy of the book and read all the stories, but for a really good smile and a great laugh, enjoy Stacey's story. I love you, girl. We have to connect and just follow up on all the fun things that are happening, but I just bless you and I honor you. And I love watching how far you come and how you are igniting your life and igniting the lives of your kids. So blessings to you. Thank you. Any last words to our listeners?
Oh, I miss you and thank you. And our listeners, if you have the opportunity to jump into an Ignite book, it is life-changing. Absolutely 100%. And read the books, be part of the books, be part of this Ignite movement, because it's magic. It's magic.
Thank you. Love you.
I love you.
All right, taking care of you. All right, folks. Well, you heard it. You can be a part of an Ignite book if you go to igniteyou.life and check out what we're doing. And of course, we're giving away free stuff because that's what we do. We are a giving community. We have taken all of the action steps from the book and put them into a fabulous PDF for you to use. It's free, completely available to you. We're giving that to you if you go to the link. And also in honor of Women's Day, we are giving you a free download copy of the book if you go to our website. We've got lots of fun stuff going on. And even this upcoming Saturday, we are doing a summit for the women, talking about the power of women with one of our other Ignite authors. And some of the authors you see here today are going to be there. It's fun galore because what we want to do is ignite your life. All right, let's bring up our next guest. Here she comes. She's in Spain.
Yeah, I'm in Barcelona where everything started. It's so nice to see you. It's so nice to see everybody.
It's so nice to see you and blessings to you. I know that you have been, not under the weather a little bit, but everything is infused in you to be here today. So I'm so excited and I do send you blessings. You have been here since the beginning, since the conception, since the main idea. Tell us a little bit about how you've seen it all evolve from, right at the beginning to where we are now. Talk about the evolution.
Well, for me, doing this book, it really changed my life. It was a really emotional experience that it was a before and after. So, and meeting everybody. And it changed my life because it gave me the power to believe that my message was worth sharing. And from there, I created a lot more stuff, even during the pandemic. So it really changed the way I saw my career and my life and my way of communicating. So this is, amazing. I can recommend anybody that is thinking about it to just go for it. And I've seen you grow, and I've seen everybody that gets involved in Ignite just enjoying it so much and having a transformational experience. So it's amazing.
Talk a little bit more about that. The message, like sometimes we feel like our voice or our story or our message doesn't matter. I know you have a powerful message, a beautiful voice. For somebody who's sitting there being like, well, my story doesn't matter, or my voice, my message isn't worth it. Can you speak a little bit to them?
Yes, because, when we live our life, we think it's normal. We think this is it. This is me. So, of course, nobody's going to be interested in what I'm going through. So when you have the opportunity that you gave us to actually go inside and check all the process that you're going through, all these amazing stories that everybody shares here, you think, wow, I can actually help people. And I can actually help people to understand their feelings as well. My emotions are shared by everybody else in the world, even if at the moment that we're going through whatever traumatic experience what we're going through, we think we're alone. Actually, when we share it, we realize that everybody that comes to you and says, oh, wow, I connect with your emotion, you think, wow, this is universal. So that's the power of sharing a story that for you is normal, and for you it means nothing, is your life, and for some other person is a click, a aha moment that they can move forward. So that's why it's so important.
It is important because we need common denominators that are not about the pandemic or not about the illness or the sickness. We need common denominators that bring us together, that are about joy and about perseverance and about those heroes' journey. And this Ignite Your Life for Women, the Hero-esque journey, would you say that you've been on a journey in the last 3 years?
Oof, and what a journey, my God, haven't we all? We're still going through a massive journey. I mean, after Ignite, and it was the pandemic, and as you know, my my message is through mind touch, which is my method of meditation through contact. Suddenly we couldn't touch anybody. So my life really changed. I couldn't teach and I couldn't really practice. And the journey was transforming all my message into an online product, an online community, and it's been absolutely amazing. And thanks to Ignite as well, actually, I had the courage to say yes to my, for example, my first TEDx talk, where I shared the story, and it was like, yes, I couldn't have done it before if I haven't written that story. So all through the last 3 years, I've been transforming my message to make it bigger and more available to everybody. Thank you to the pandemic and the online community that I formed. So yeah.
Well, make sure you check out Lourdes's TED Talk and check out all the things she has to say. Mucho beso, mi amor.
Muchos besos.
Te amo. Take care.
Muchos besos. Take care.
Barcelona and you and your family. Well, we are no shy of travel and moving around the world. And that just goes to show you that every single Ignite book is filled with people on a global scale. We want the A to Z, the rainbow of authors, because we want you to get the full gamut. So here we are with our next guest, and we're moving all the way. Hey, we're in Canada.
Hi.
Hello, my gorgeous. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. It's nice to see you. It's so surprising to see that this is getting relaunched, and it's great that it's right around, Women's Day, and how I love, International Women's Day, and just celebrating women and bringing up women and just giving them all kinds of confidence and boosts. And it's great. Yeah. So thank you for doing this.
You're very welcome. My love language is giving and gifts, so I always like to give stuff. And I'm in agreement with you. Like, Women's Day is really a time for us to reflect how far we have come as women, how much we are doing in the world, how important our impact is. I would say that since the book began, how do you feel your impact as a woman has changed?
Oh, well, I've certainly grown more in my own personal confidence, in my expressing my voice. Even just now, I'm like, okay, I'm a little nervous, I'm a little shy, but that's okay because I can do this, just giving myself my own pep talk. And so yeah, just like believing in myself and like really having the strength to be like, no, I've got this, and I can do this, and I can take risks, and I can do what I need to do to be the best woman that I can. And even if that means sharing some vulnerability and that I'm scared, but I can do this. And that's, I think, the beauty of women is that we can share that, that vulnerable side and yet be that strength as well. Yeah.
And that's a real testament to you and to courage, because at Ignite, we teach you incrementally how to go through your story. We show you how to write it. We get you to the finish line. And it's really interesting because when you realize, like, yeah, I got there, and yeah, I did it, and yeah, it was scary, but I did it, you start working that muscle. And so you're just reflecting the same thing. Like, it is scary and it's not so easy, but I've been there, I've done it, I can do it again. So for people listening who, maybe are feeling a little nervous or wondering, like, I can't believe all those women came together to write that book. Can you share a little bit about what the process has been like for you?
Oh, I think for me, it's just always been go in 2 feet, like just take the risk and just do it. If it feels right and your heart is calling you to say, this is it, this is what I need to do, then just do it. 2 feet in, and you'll find your way. That's the beauty of the universe and what it provides for us. When we go in with our heart and 2 feet in, the universe will catch us, and only the best is going to come from that. Like when you're leading from your heart, knowing that this is the right thing for me right now, and you're naturally going to grow in some way or another with risk taking. If you're just sitting on the couch, not taking risks, nothing's going to happen. So you have to just, do that. Just 2 feet in, just do it, and know that there'll be support, and there always is support. no matter what. I love supporting women. I love uplifting young women to, show them, like, look, you can do this. This is it's not easy. It is scary, but you have support, and only the best things are going to happen when you just go for it. Life isn't about sitting around, it's about going for it.
It's so worth it, when you put in the time and the effort. And you're right, it does take time, it does take effort, but it's so worth it in the end. And even if you get a few scrapes and bruises, at the end of the day, the triumph is really glorious. And go back to when we first launched the book. What was that triumph feeling like for you?
I think the triumph feeling was that I got this very vulnerable story out to the world, and even for my family to read that was very scary and vulnerable, but it was something that I needed to say. I needed to get my voice out there, and I needed to express my story, even if it was a very difficult story to read, and knowing that we can talk about tough stories. We can, get through these really hard times, and just to be able to say, like, I have a voice in that. I can say my truth, and that gives me power. Like, saying my story gave me power. And so it was extremely humbling and vulnerable, but yet powerful all at the same time. And it was really great to share that with my family as well.
Well said. A lot of power comes from an Ignite story, along with healing and transformation. And as you can see, camaraderie and support. Well, we appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Any last words you'd love to leave with our listeners?
Oh, I'm just so glad to be a part of this, and I really wish I had been in San Francisco to join you all then. It would have been so wonderful to really actually meet all of you in person. I unfortunately just couldn't go. But yeah, I'm just really glad to be a part of this, and that this is relaunching, and that and so I'm Shannon Silvermoon. I just have Shannon on there, but I love my last name Silvermoon that I've adopted, so I'd like to share that as well. And just go for it, take the risk, 2 feet in.
You got it. That's the word of the day, 2 feet in. Thank you, darling. Miss Shannon Silverman-Moon. She is with us from Canada. So folks, if you are ready for some transformation, looking for some healing, and have a great story, we of course want you to visit us, igniteyou.life. Our next book coming out is Ignite Forgiveness, talking about those powerful Ignite moments in your life that caused you to step into the power of forgiveness, and how by forgiving someone else or forgiving self has really created a beautiful Ignite moment for you. In this book, Ignite Your Life for Women, you're going to read 35 profound stories that talk about women stepping into their Ignite moment. And those stories are translatable to you because it's the story of perseverance, determination, dedication, going after it, living life to the fullest. And we can all relate to that. Those are the stories that bring us together and make us feel connected. And you're going to read in this book, and click on the link because we're giving it to you for free. You're going to read a story that absolutely touches your heart and transform you and moves you forward, because you're going to see, if they can do it, I can do it. If she can get there, I can get there. All right. In honor of Women's Month, we're bringing on another incredible woman. Ignite Your Life for Women, all the way. You're muted, my sweetheart. In the USA. Hey, gorgeous. How are you?
Hey, JB. I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am delightful. I can't tell you how uplifted my heart is as we're all coming together, because of course you and I were hanging out in San Francisco. We got to see each other, hug, spend some time together, even see each other at other events, because birds of a feather flock together. So how has it been being in this book, being around all these women? Share a little bit about the camaraderie piece.
The camaraderie piece has actually been really huge, because not only are you here supporting each other through writing your journey and writing your story, sharing your story, and being, like Shannon said, being vulnerable and being okay with that, and seeing other people and their support at the same time. But it's also built these friendships. that just last and keep going. And when you have a week call every week, every single Sunday, you have a call with 2 of your other Ignite authors, that is what builds community. And it's the support and the growth and the companionship is incredible. It's out of this world.
Tell us a little bit about your story and how it unfolded for you as you were writing it in the book.
When I was writing it, as you know, it was about memory loss. So I had to go back and remember how I lost my memory. And it was definitely a journey. There was, of course, a lot of tears, a lot of sharing, a lot of trying to figure out what I was comfortable sharing and what I wasn't comfortable sharing. And at the same time, recognizing that I would still have friends on the other side of sharing it.
That's so beautiful that you say that. And again, we all go through this process in writing our story. It's unique and different for everyone. Since the beginning of this book, Ignite Your Life for Women, we have actually published 700 more authors are part of our community, all sharing their story. Georgia, when you think about this incredible family that you're a part of, can you tell our listeners, because some people are like scared to dip their toe in, and you and I have talked some about that a little bit, like that fear. Can you just address fear? What does fear mean to you now?
Fear means to me now that I need to keep going, that there is something that I need to learn, and I need to dive in and figure it out.
Very, very good. And I know you've got beautiful families surrounding you. What's new for you? What's happening in your world right now?
What's new for us? Well, we have a candle company, and it's called Shorty's Candle Company, and we are in the process of moving to a new warehouse and building our own warehouse. And this is really cool because this is actually the first time I've ever done this, but we just bought our first house. I just bought my first house.
Congratulations. And I'll share with you folks, you can actually get Shorty's candles on Ignite Marketplace. We have a beautiful, see, this is the power of collaboration. We actually sell George's beautiful Shorty's candles with the Ignite logo on them on Ignite Marketplace. You can go to igniteyou.life, click on Marketplace, and you can see those candles. You know what, girl? You light up my life. Your candles have litten up. Is that a word? Litten up?
It is now.
Many of our Ignite events, we have passed the candles around. We have lit up our lives with your candles and with your joy and with the beautiful person that you are. I thank you so much for being you. It is just an honor to know you, and I appreciate you. I know you're doing big things. You're being humble, but you've been speaking, you've been sharing, you've been winning awards, you're doing phenomenal things, and that's the power of igniting you. Any last words for our listeners?
What you just said in stepping forward and doing big things, that's actually, this book is the basis of that for me personally. So it's being able to say, wait a second, I can share who I am. I can open up, I can grow, and I can see how sharing my words will help other people. And sharing my story, my path, my journey does help. It does influence other people. And you're right, I'll be on a TEDx stage in a month and a half. And I'll just being able to share these things and grow from this experience has been mind-blowing.
You're going to remember it forever.
Forever. Oh, yeah.
All right. Big hugs and kisses to you. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day.
You too.
It's so hard to keep still in my seat because these women are just rocking it and doing amazing things. And yes, we all came together 3 years ago and we locked arms and we decided we were going to do this project. And it was the kickoff of 17 more fantastic books. In fact, we're on our 19th book now, Igniting Lives and Sharing Stories. You can check out all of our books at igniteyou.life. And if you're interested in hearing Georgia and Rosalind and Stacy and all the ladies who shared their stories are inside Ignite Your Life for Women. Of course, it's available on Amazon, but we want to give it to you free in honor of Women's Month. And you can get it on our website. Just go check it out. And if you click on the link below, we have a free gift for you, 2 tickets to our summit on Saturday, and also an amazing ebook with all of the powerful action steps. We haven't really talked about action steps, but each and every author put an action step at the end of their story to reflect something that they did in their life to move them forward and get them going exactly where they wanted to go, become a greater version of themselves. And so we put all those action steps together so that you can see them, read them, and take action in your life. All right, Action Jackson, let's go. Who's next? Bring them on up all the way. We're going to the other side of America. Hello, gorgeous. How are you?
Hello, my dear. Wonderful, wonderful. Excited to be here with you and the Ignite family.
Oh, I'm so excited. And you kind of blew my mind not too long ago because you sent me a photo on Instagram of you with your amazing new baby. And I was like blown away. I'm so excited for you. So, new baby, and baby number 2, I heard, is on the way.
No, baby number 2 is not on the way. That is the power and fun thing about social media, that sometimes we just don't read the comments. So it was a post that I was sharing that I was launching MomFit as my second baby. I was getting ready to give birth to my second baby as my business being my second baby. And a lot of people didn't read completely the post. And then I have a flood of people saying, "You have another baby, congratulations." I'm like, yes, I have another baby, but it's not flesh and bone.
It's my baby, it's my new company. And so obviously, since the story, since the launch, since the book, you've birthed a beautiful new baby and you've stepped into your business. So talk a little bit about that for a second.
So I was reflecting on this reunion and reflecting how powerful was Ignite Your Life for Woman for me. Because actually 3 years ago, when I say yes to you, I was in corporate America, not enjoying my life. And actually saying yes to you and this group of women was the cascading for the universe to say, I am ready. And then since then, after we launched the book, I released my corporate job and start my journey as an entrepreneur. So it was a journey of discovering myself, discovering who I want to serve and who I want to work with. And now I am on my path into what really is igniting my heart and is helping other moms. Because JB, do you knew that moms over 35 are called geriatric moms?
No, no idea.
like literally, like if you are over 35, in the medical industry, you are called a geriatric mom. You are an elderly mom. So I am one of them. Like I don't look that like, do I look like an elderly
No, not at all.
geriatric mom? But I am based on science. So I am in my path to help other moms like me to thrive motherhood and break the paradigm that motherhood after 35 and birth after 35 is scary and painful, and we just have to suck it up. Because I've not actually, I was very excited when I was seeing that pregnancy test that we have, a little scared with you, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to have a 50-year-old badass having a baby as well. So I actually was a little disappointed with the negative test. But yeah, that is where my heart is right now.
Fantastic. Actually, I just watched the Janet Jackson story, and she had her baby at 50. And so there is some fully inspiring woman out there. Amazing woman rocking it, Miss Janet Jackson. Let me just say what you said about working with people that you like and you enjoy working with. I think that's a big part of the important part of what we do in our lives is be around people we enjoy. Can you share a little bit of some of the friendships that have spawned from this wonderful book?
I think that it was magical because it was a vase. It was a vase to actually find amazing females around the world doing the same, having the same journey, and having that, you know how they say that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend more time with. And then unfortunately for some of us in our path of enlightenment, of our path of discovering ourselves, we don't have a lot of support in our real life because our friends, our family are not aligned. So having the Ignite container to actually meet people in the same journey, know that we are not crazy, that they are the crazy ones, not us, that we are the ones that are doing the right thing, was enlightening for me. And like Georgia was saying, getting these friends that I have some of friendships that I meet every week, every Saturday, every Sunday, for 3 years. There have been some that I don't see much, but when I see them, I hug them and kiss them, and I just feel that was yesterday that we were in San Francisco together. So it is that bond, that glue bond of heart to your sisters, to know I see you, I feel you, I am you, and you are me.
So beautifully said. Absolutely so beautifully said. Thank you, my darling. Please text Carolina your address so I can send some baby gifts to you and your adoring new baby, so I can send some fun stuff. I love you. Big kisses. And go Mom Fit. Love it.
Thank you so much. I love you too. Mwah.
It just warms my heart. New baby. We've had babies born during Ignite Books. We've had weddings. We've had all kinds of fun stuff. It just grows the family. We're jumping on over to one of our amazing Ignite authors, Miss Angela. Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
You know, you're one of my success stories. I mean, all of the authors are a success story, but I love to say your story a little bit because you came into this project Ignite quite trepidatious, a little bit nervous, a little bit unsure. We had a little bit of hand holding to get you through the process. And now you have just blossomed. Talk a bit about that.
Thank you. Gosh, yeah. Well, when I first met the whole Ignite team, I was within a year of having lost my house in a wildfire, left my marriage, and soon after Ignite, I quit my job and moved to England. And so it was a time of transition, a time of uncertainty. And, you know, when we can embrace those times, that's when we find growth. And I really credit the Ignite movement for opening the path that brought me to where I am now. So thank you, JB.
Well, tell us a little bit about where you are now and what's kind of happening in your life.
Oh, gosh. So I am a published author. We all are. But I have my own books that are aimed at children ages 8 to 12. And they're engaging fairy tales, but they're more than just a story because they teach children what I call emotional intelligence, but it really is, you know, higher dimensional stuff about victim, being in victim energy, having emotional triggers, how to release emotional triggers, how to manage your emotions. It's really stuff that if I had learned when I was 10 years old how to do this stuff, I could have avoided a lot of pain in my life.
Yeah, and you're being a little modest because you cracked open the walnut by writing your Ignite story, and it just opened up a floodgate and just really ignited the writer in you. You've now written 3 stories, incredible stories. I know that you're talking about maybe turning one of them into a movie. Magical. You now have a new fiance.
Yeah.
You're just like, bum, 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 bum. Life is happening. So for those people who maybe are resonating with, I lost my home and I'm left my marriage and life doesn't look so rosy, can you share with them in such a short period of time when you say yes to you, what unfolds?
That's such a great question. You know, it's easy to delve into the pit of despair when big life challenges come at you. I mean, we all have challenges in our life, but you know, the top 3 stressors in life are losing your house, getting a divorce, and moving. And I did all 3 in 1 year. So,
and then writing a book.
Right. And it really is about saying yes to yourself. And that message of trusting yourself, trusting your soul, that the path that you're on is the one that's going to take you to where you really want to go. And understanding that every challenge is simply a learning experience. And lastly, the quality of the questions we ask gives us the quality of the answers we receive.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when we have why me, why did my house burn down, that doesn't give us very good answers. But okay, where do I go from here? Then that opens up all kinds of possibilities in our own mind.
Really, really well said. And you know me, I'm a huge proponent of what's possible and making things possible. So what's on the horizon? What's possible for you coming up?
So let's see, book 3 is coming out probably in the summertime. I won't give the title because it's an extension of the Bella Santini Chronicles, which is my series. And I have book 3 coming out in summertime, book 4 by the end of the year, and book 5 is almost done and should be out next year.
Mm-hmm.
And each story contains information that helps children stay awake because it is the things we learn in life that causes us to forget who we really are.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, she's been bit by the writing bug. As you can see, 5 books, doing phenomenal, changing people's lives, inspiring kids. I just honor you and acknowledge you for doing that, for taking on that as your mission, because I've got children, I've got teenagers and youngsters. They need to read this kind of stuff. Absolutely. Big hugs and kisses to you. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for always being a part of everything that I do. You always say yes. You always step in. And I just want to honor you and say thank you.
Thank you, JB. You started this all for me. So thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Anytime. I love what I do. Thank you, gorgeous. I love being a part of igniting people's lives. It is such a joy to know that when you help people get there faster, sooner, quicker, less expensive, with less agony in this incredible community of support, that's the joy and that's the blessing. And so we welcome you and encourage you to always be a part of our community. You can go to Facebook and check out Ignite Community. We've got all kinds of fun things happening on our Ignite Challenge page. We've got a summit coming up on Saturday. If you want to take part of that, you can click on the link below and go see what we're up to. And because we love you and we honor you and we value every one of these stories, we want you to read them. And they're available to you through the link. All of you ladies in the backstage, share these links with your friends. Let everybody know that your story and your new edition, the new launch, the relaunch with all the fabulous new added material is inside the book. New size, new cover, new glorious stuff. You can get it at our website or, of course, on Amazon. Just Google Ignite Your Life for Women, and you can see all the fun stuff that we were up to. All right, here we go with our next amazing author. Here she is in the house, Miss Vivian Hunt. Hi, gorgeous.
Hi, JB. I'm loving the Ignite energy and just to be bathed in all this joy. It's really
fantastic. So we've left the USA and we're moving on over to England. Are you in England right now?
No, I'm actually in South Africa. I'm in Johannesburg.
You know, you have a great story because you were in England. That's where you reside, but your family and you do a lot of travel to South Africa. I remember you telling me a story about you going from England and traveling to South Africa and having lunch with an acquaintance in South Africa and telling them about the book. And then they told you at lunch that they were also doing a different Ignite book.
Absolutely. And actually, I think there's been sort of this ripple effect of friends and contacts who then, wrote for Ignite. And some of them went to write their own books, and some that didn't write for Ignite, but got inspired. And
it's a beautiful blossoming, right? It's just a ripple effect of igniting lives. So 3 years ago, you wrote the book, you showed up, you launched, you even had a phenomenal book launch in England with your co-author, Rosin. Talk a little bit about that for a minute, because people are like, okay, I write the book and then what happens? Talk about the book launch that you had at the bookstore in England.
Yeah, that was really exciting and a lot of fun. And I think, just, doing that with Rosalind, I think at the beginning, you think, it's not possible to do that. We're just ordinary people. They're never going to let us do a book launch in London. And here, it was just a matter of having the courage to go and ask and say what you want to do. And somehow the universe just opens up. We had a fabulous launch with about 60 people, friends and family, and a few members of the public.
A few important people.
Absolutely. Yes. VIPs.
Yes, exactly. See how modest our Ignite authors are. Listen to them. TED Talks and courses and training, book launches in these prestigious bookstores in London.
Well, it was one of the oldest bookstores in London, and then that then gives you the courage to go and do a talk at the library, a workshop for other people, right? So it does also have this ripple effect, and just the response that we got was amazing, and so much support, and people were genuinely, very, behind wanting, us to succeed in getting this book out.
Right, because who doesn't want to ignite their life? Like, why wouldn't people get behind igniting your life? Tell us a little bit, how have you been igniting your life since we last chatted?
Well, just hearing Angela saying about yes to you, I think that's been maybe my motto of the last 2 years, and maybe a bit self-indulgent, but doing a lot of traveling, and I explored France, and also being inspired by yourself, JB. I bought myself a bike.
Yay!
I went cycled around France, and
oh my gosh, I'm going to come and visit you, and so I can cycle with you. And I think that's a big part of it, right? Because when you say yes to something and you really enjoy the success of it, and you enjoy the success of it, not alone, but with other people, it makes you realize like success is obtainable. It is reachable. You can grab it. Talk to the person who's listening right now, and she's like, I've never written a book. I don't know if I can. What would you say to that mindset?
Well, you've got to take that first step, right? So it's really just saying the yes to you, taking the first step, having a bit of courage, and it's a process, and we all going through, we're all at different stages of the processes that we're going through. So even just I reread my story the other day, and I was like,
how did that feel?
Well, I think, it's pretty well written. It was a good story.
Like, I am kind of a writer.
But, I remember at the beginning, it was so charged for me because it had a lot of emotion and a lot of acknowledging of where I had been and where I was at. So it was just like, oh, this is a beautiful story, and I'm really proud to have put that on paper. And I think what it gave for me is to become more visible. And not just hiding, in my own emotions and my own thoughts. So
here you are, gorgeous. You're on Facebook Live in front of millions of people on Ignite TV. That's right. You're on Ignite TV. You're on Ignite YouTube. You are around the globe. People are seeing you right now. So blow a kiss, and let everybody know to show up and ignite your life. Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.
I love what Vivian said, because it's true. You got to say yes to you. You got to be willing. You got to be available. You got to have that opportunity to show up. And I want to challenge each and every one of our Ignite Your Life for Women authors who are in the backstage and out there in the world, 35 of them. Go reread your story and see how far you've come. Recognize the power and the glory and the grace that you have given to yourself to share your story with the world. We know that Ignite Your Life for Women has been read by hundreds of thousands of people, folks. It went international bestseller in 8 countries. Fantastic book. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people have reached out to our authors in different ways. There are so many reviews on Amazon about this book. We know that this book touched lives, and so I would encourage all of the authors to reread their story. And for you who are listening, grab the book and just grab one story. That's going to be your story, the one story that you're attracted to. It's like a magnet. The universe is speaking to you. That's going to be the story that ignites your life. All right, we've got some more authors. Come on in, my beautiful. That's right. Hello, Miss Annie. How are you? Annie's muted, but you know what? Annie did many of her book sessions and her editing sessions with her beautiful cat in the midst.
Just like she was reminding me, like, be ready now.
That's right. That's right. Hey, talk about hi, beautiful. Talk about the editing session a little bit, because people don't always know what it's like to write their story and then have it edited and beautifully edited and lovingly edited. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, first of all, it wasn't a time point of my life where just writing an email was difficult for me. I couldn't get the right words. So thank God editing team was there, because it gave me words. They understood me. I was not always able to understand myself as I was writing. I didn't have the experience of a writer, and so this experience to finding the right words led to finding my voice, and that was the most beautiful experience and empowering.
Right, empowering. So
yes.
Once you started like you find your voice through writing. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, this was at first a very overwhelming experience, because at first you asked me, would you like to do that? And I said yes without thinking. And then I thought to myself, oh my God, what did I get involved into it? And then as I did say yes, and then I you know what, I'm just going to do it. And the step by step, that's the thing. You and your team took me by the hand and reassured me, and really, and it was an awesome feeling that is like, hey, I can do this. I can do this. And I did it. And I was so proud of it. And I grew. It's just like, there's growing up and there's spreading your wings. The experience is more likely to spread your wings. Well, spreading my wings. And it was a catalyst.
And you enjoyed it enough to say yes a second time, and really became, the beacon and one of the amazing project leaders that were a part of Ignite Your Health and Wellness. So was there a transitional feeling between story 1 and story 2, or book 1 and book 2? Yeah. Talk a little bit about that, because many of our authors have done multiple books.
Yes, as the first experience is just like laying down your thoughts on the paper, and then you have a step back, and then you realize what you can do, and then you start focusing. As you have your voice, you really step into your not your purpose. And I decided, my first story was I gave myself to I get a voice for menopause. So I decided to invest myself and give voice to other women. And that's how, and then that's why I decided, I need to talk about, other issues. Like my book was about health, the second book I participated in. And for me, it was important. Like, okay, now that I have a voice, I cannot stop. I have to reach out. There's, once you have a written story, it's like a drop in the sea. And there's the ripple effects, like Vivian said, and the ripple effects, and then you create waves. And once you have that power, that's why I thought of myself that health is one of the main focus in my life. I'm all about health. I'm all about movement. And this is what I do with my company, Body Matrix Specialist. And thanks to you, JB. And it was like the second experience is it was my project. So reaching out other people. So using my voice, me as a shy person already, like, would you like to do a book? And no, like I said, I had a second pair of wings, and then it was a beautiful experience just to continue moving forward. So from power to, and once you have the power, you have the freedom, and you can say yes. You have to say yes, because the purpose is to impact other people.
It's not just a wave, folks. It's a tsunami of positivity. I want to say thank you. Annie was there with open arms when I flew to Pula to give me some amazing body matrix specialist care and attention after I had my appendix removed. So just thank you so much for healing me. All right, take care, gorgeous. We are going to jump over to our Zoom call with all of our authors having a reunion. But before we go, let me just pour into each and every one of you. You have the power to tell your story. Stories change us. Stories are the one thing that's a common denominator amongst us all. Some of us may not have this or may not have that or weren't given that, but we all have a story, and your story matters. Just like all these 35 stories in the last 3 years have transformed lives, your story can do the same. If you're interested in being a part of an Ignite book, please reach out to us. We love to hear from you. My mission is to have 7 billion Ignite moments shared around the planet. Every single person deserves to tell their story and impact somebody else in a positive way with what the lessons they have learned from their Ignite moment. You can go to our website, igniteyou.life, and find out what new books are up and coming. We've got Ignite Forgiveness. We've got Ignite Humanity. We've got Ignite Legacy. And our new book, Ignite Success, Keys to Crushing It, is all about people who are crushing it in the real estate market. So we're even moving into entrepreneurial and self-help and development in all kinds of areas to share our Ignite moments. I encourage you to also click on the link that you can see right there. Take a screenshot if you need, because you are going to have access to our Ignite Your Life for Women, a gift to you on our website. You can download it from this link. You can also get our free, absolutely beautiful, glamorously made PDF of all the 35 action steps that are in the book. And then you get a free ticket to Saturday, where we are having an incredible Ignite the Power of Women's Health Summit with myself and some amazing celebrity speaker. Forbes Riley's going to be there. Les Brown's going to be there. Jay Nolan's going to be there. Some powerful, amazing individuals are going to be speaking about the power of women and how to ignite your life in honor of our relaunch of this phenomenal, phenomenal book. We hope you get your copy. And what we do hope, most importantly, is that you go out and ignite your life, because when you ignite you give permission for other people to ignite their life. All right, big hugs and kisses. Follow us on Facebook. Reach out to me, JB_Owen on Instagram. I'm always here for you. You can find me anywhere. I'm the only JB Owen on Facebook. Big hugs and kisses to you. Take care, everyone, and have a beautiful and blessed day.